I'm going to do something different in a second here. When the ladies come on to dance, and I've added a little more time to this too, so you can see a little bit more now. I'm going to stop the thing that's going to make them stop and fade, because there's much more to this dance than you ever see. So I'm going to let you watch the whole thing, and then I'll turn them off. And we're just going to have fun. And for a while it'll be no music unless I start the music again. The music to what, you ask? Well, that's right. That's called showbiz. It's production value. It's whatever. Steve is here, and Nora, and Jory, and Kathy, and Catherine. Catherine, 2 days in a row. Awesome. Welcome back. Tell all your friends, because that's what we do here on Fridays. Now, see, here's the funny thing. Now, like I said, we're just gonna keep letting them go. So, see, you guys haven't seen any of this. I've never let it go this long before. Now, watch, because at the end, they actually sort of stop and have a conversation with each other or something. Now, we don't hear it, but one of these days, I want to meet these ladies, right? We've talked about it before. When I moved to Vegas, find these ladies, do the live show. Are you kidding me? Now, look, isn't this fun? Look how into it. See, what I need is a longer, we need a longer version of the theme, right? So it can just keep going and they can just keep on jamming. What's amazing is, they dance in the rhythm of the freaking theme. I mean, come on. What divine stroke of amazing intervention came when these ladies showed up and they're dancing right to the rhythm. Okay, it sways a little bit. Why am I not seeing your comments over here? I'm pretty sure I turned everything on, but I didn't, so that's why I didn't see them. See, they're still going. They didn't stop and loop, did they? Did I miss the breakdown? Maybe I did. That seems like something I would do. All right. Maybe oh no, look, see? There, see? It's like the middle one. She got lost a little bit. Now here's where I think you're seeing new stuff here, folks. Boy, I almost turned it off. That would have been terrible. See, they're still going. All right. Okay, geez. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me and all of these people who are listed here and elsewhere for the Bob Doyle Show. All right, now wait a second. I just turned everything on. Why am I not seeing your comments? Let's see them. There they all are. For example, Nora saying, my favorite girls dancing. They're awesome. They just capture the spirit of the show, right? It was so in the cards, Vegas, right? The minute I met those women and brought them into the show, digitally, of course, I should have known Vegas was in my future, right? The vibe is just yes. So I'll update you all. I don't know why I was hesitating. I just told people in my group coaching program, because, but if you're following my saga, the Bob's Moving to Vegas saga, I did get the house I wanted to. Thank you very much. And yes, okay, you can be seated. The standing was really, that was totally unnecessary. Are the seats that uncomfortable? Because we just got new cushions. Anyway, so just saying, I got that house. I'm so happy, and it was a great little piece of, so here's the thing about today's show. Now, I know, it just seems like I jumped the rails, and a little bit. It's Friday. It's Retrospective Friday. When did I remember that? 90 seconds before I went live. All day yesterday, right? I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I just because my brain is scattered, I'm fragmented, and there's a lot going on with this move and everything around it. I just kind of was like, I'm not really sure what we're going to do tomorrow. And then the show would have done itself if I had just remembered, oh yeah, it's Retrospective Friday. Just find an old episode and let's go through it, and we'll yuck it up. Thank you, Steve. Cheryl's here. Lynn is watching. So anyway, yeah. So I got that. I got the house. I think I got a little derailed there. So I'm really super happy about that. And the move is, oh yeah, right, Retrospective Friday. Duh. But today, the things that have occurred to me to talk about are a little bit law of attraction-y. Now that's a Wednesday thing. But, you know, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Is there anybody here who would wildly object to me touching on a couple of law of attraction? It's not a Q&A, so you could just keep quiet. You have Wednesdays for that. Or you can join the group coaching and you can ask me as many questions as you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. By the way, my wardrobe and a lot of my accoutrement is sponsored by my friends out in Colorado. Sarah and Cheryl, Dawn, the gang, who facilitated the creation of this mug and also sent this shirt and this glass. See, I like to keep my group, my family stuff next to me, right? So if you want to be part of the family, just send me stuff. You know what would be great? A big, gigantic, oversized beanbag chair for my new place. Right now, Lynn's going, no, but you don't have any say-so in the matter. I could totally beanbag the entire place. And don't think I wouldn't. Because there are some great, those things, I don't know if they still make them, but years ago in another lifetime, I was considering doing my whole theater area in these ginormous, you know, higher-end beanbag chairs. And I'm like, yes, because you know what? Say what you will about beanbag chairs, and the joke seems to be that they're uncomfortable. I disagree. I think the whole point is they're like super comfortable. Yes, they may be hard to get out of every now and then as you get a little older, but that prompts me to get back in shape so I can get in and out of my beanbag furniture. I don't know. It seems like a fun idea to me. Just, you know what, just for the moment of me sharing with you the pictures of my new living room, totally decked out in all beanbag, just for that moment, it would almost be worth the expense and hassle, even if I was going to put in real furniture after that. And sure, I could CGI it, but no, I think I'd need a video of me like sitting, you know, anyway. Look, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this entire empty house. You know, I barely need a mover with the amount of stuff that I'm actually moving to Las Vegas. But, you know, so it's like a total rebuild. And I've only been in it once, so I'm not even sure where I'm going to put everything. And when I say everything, I mean this freaking huge desk that is over there in the corner that is sort of my ground zero. Why am I telling you this? Because you're interested. That's why. Remember? Did you forget that you were interested? I don't know, man. I can't remember. I think they were called, I don't even want to say because I think I'm wrong. And they probably don't make them anymore. But I'll bet you could Google oversized beanbag chairs, which I'm really tempted to do right now as part of the show. If you tell me to do it, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll just keep rambling on and on about nothing. Anyway, beanbag chairs. How did I get off on that? All right, because I got to furnish the place. I'm working back in the logic. Vegas. So let me tell you a little story about this, and you all can, you know what, you can do whatever you want to with this. I cannot, as much as I would like to, worm my way through the internet into your brain and have you get stuff. Man, if I could do that, wow, right? Target has them. No, I don't know. I think I want something higher end. This company was all about it. And then I'm talking about just huge pieces of beanbag. And it was just awesome. And if I could get the right color, that would be sweet. And then, oh, see, this is why I hang out with you guys. You give me such fantastic ideas. I'm so filled with ideas, I don't even have time to drink my coffee, and I just can't let it go lukewarm. I'll get back to the law of attraction thing in a moment. Now, I shared this with my little private group yesterday too, because it's very law of attraction-y. But let me tell you one of the reasons that I am so interested in virtual reality. It's one of, it makes sense for a person who teaches law of attraction principles, manifesting principles, visualization principles, that virtual reality would be a very, very interesting technology, right? Because you put this headset on and you're there, right? Isn't it all about visualization and creating an emotion, right? So virtual reality is it's filling in a lot of the blanks for you. If you don't visualize well, no problem, right? Sounds, the graphics, the whole thing. It's potentially an amazing manifesting tool for visualization. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to get into it. And I was thinking, well, meditation apps first, some kind of cool be anywhere, meditating. And then people started doing it already. There are amazing virtual reality applications out there for meditation. So I don't have the need to jump in and start developing things unless I get really I think a truly unique idea. The point is that technology, and even 360-degree video, okay, meaning it's video that has everything up, down, all around, right? So if you're watching a 360-degree video, I wish I was set up to demonstrate, gosh darn it, and you're wearing a headset, you can look all around in the video as if you're there. Okay, so when I was shopping for homes, and I know right now Lena's going, you should show. And I'm like, no, I don't want to show people the inside of my house yet. So when I went there to look at homes, I brought, of course, my 360-degree camera, which is not conveniently located right here for me to show you. And so I did a whole 360-degree walkthrough of that place and several others that I was looking at. And even some still pictures, which means that as I put the headset on, it's like I'm there again, right? And it's not just where is the camera pointing. I can look wherever, up, down, anywhere. And most of the time I see my big face holding the camera, right? So when I went to Vegas and we were basically told there's already applications in ahead of yours. If you want to, you can put in an app. And so it really didn't have this great vibe of this is going to work, but let's go ahead and do it. And then there was another one that I really liked as well. And there were applications, I should say the word, applications in ahead of me, and they do a first come first served basis, as they should, but it made it very challenging for me being so remote. So the hopes weren't high, but I got to tell you, like Lynn was like even saying, I just so see you in that place, and the realtor was, and I really liked it too, but it was like, well, we'll just see. And I made my little depressing looking video from the airport. I didn't mean to be so heavy, but I was just exhausted about, I was kind of disappointed and all of that. Anyway, so the next day I come back and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got that 360-degree video of that place. Let's just look at it, right? So I did. I got my headset on, and I'm in there, and I'm walking through the house. And I watched it a couple of times, and now this is where you guys can go, if you're law of attraction people, listen closely. And if you scoff, then scoff away. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But that, as I always suspected, that technology would be an amazing visualization tool for giving you that feeling of, oh, I'm there. This is mine. It gave me an opportunity to take ownership of it emotionally and vibrationally again. Oh, we went full on law of attraction just then. Walking through the whole house. And the video is permeated with my absolute delight and excitement as I'm walking through this house and discovering it. So it's just energetically, if you're willing to have that conversation, it was just this massive infusion of, this is mine. Now I want to be very careful because I talked the other day on the Q&A about attachment. And as I was watching this video and having those feelings, I promise you I was still detached from it has to be this. I watched that thinking it was already gone. The reason I watched it was to get the feeling, to get back in tune with that. You know, that house really gave me a very specific feeling that I really liked. So let me get that feeling again now that I'm very clear that I don't need to attach to it because it's probably gone already. Is everyone following me? Okay, so I did that. And then the next day, I got it. The other app fell through. And that's it. It's mine. Probably a big coincidence. Except that there is no such thing. That's the one thing. Yes, there is, Bob. Come on, don't be silly. You know what? There's an energetic reason for everything. And this is where I'm going to actually go full on law of attraction lesson here. Is that okay? Because look, and I don't know, actually, I don't know why I feel it's so important to make this distinction, because, well, I'm just not, but maybe just one of you out there needs to hear this. I feel someone who needs this message. So to you I am speaking. What is with the at the end? I'm not dissing that whole thing. I'm just saying no one really talks like that when they're in a conversation with someone. So why would they get on stage and suddenly start doing that? It doesn't, I'm just, again, it's not about the content. I'm just saying the delivery. What's that about? All right, let's move on. To what? Why did I get, okay, now I have to, yes, the distinction. I have been referred to by people in introductions of, like I'm going to be interviewed or whatever, or just in those types of situations where there's like a bio involved or something. And I've heard people say, and I've heard them use this term about other people too. And it's not that. But a master of the law of attraction. So let me make something clear. The law of attraction is not something that you master. Here's what you master. You master manifesting. Manifesting is facilitated by the law of attraction. Just like apples falling out of trees are facilitated by the law of gravity. We do not master the law of gravity, do we? We don't sit there and study, but what we do is we go, knowing what it does, how do we work with that to our advantage? How, gravity defines why things weigh things. There's so much about gravity that isn't just an apple falls out of a tree. Just like there's so much about the law of attraction that isn't about us manifesting. So mastering the law of attraction is not what we're after. It doesn't need mastering. It's just what it is. You don't master it. But manifesting is what we as humans call taking what we know about the law of attraction and using that knowledge to basically interact with it, be more intentional with it. Given that one of the things that the law of attraction does is align things that are in vibrational alignment, how do we intentionally move ourselves into vibrational alignment with something? That's manifesting. So I think a lot of people, and myself included, have been very guilty of looking at what the law of attraction is, understanding all the science and stuff. But that's really not what this is about. I mean, but it's important to know that, though. It is important to know that the law of attraction is not some freaking manifesting tool or a personal development technique or any of that stuff. It just is. I just at the end. So I guess it's just passion. So see, I answered my own question. All in the case of space of just a few whatevers. I'm very clear. I just said whatevers. Okay, so Jory says I'm a master manifester. Lynn says you might be a master at the law of gravity because you're an expert at how it works. Yes, that's okay. You're an expert. I'm glad you said that, Lynn, because I really wanted to. You can call me a teacher. You can even go as far as to call me an expert if you want to, a facilitator, but don't call me a master of it. You could say maybe master of law of attraction principles, but that feels gross to me. Because the law of attraction is freaking so multi-dimensional. There's no way. I would never say that we as a human being even have the capability of fully understanding it. But it just like so much of the universe. We break it down to the point where we can observe it and make comments on it. We call it science, and then that's what we know, right? But then there's all the rest. And law of attraction is just part of that. So using the word master is I threw up a little in my mouth. To even suggest that we would be a human being would be a master over a universal principle is insanity to me. But if you've learned enough about it so that you can use it to manifest a life that you love in a consistent way, in a very consistent way, then you can say you've mastered manifesting, or are an expert in it, and you could teach it or whatever. But the whole mastering of a universal law, unless you are the ultimate creative being who did it all, I'm not quite sure you can say that. I had some energy moving through me on that one. Did y'all feel it? I felt it. So I have a question. If you have more than one pet, let me back up. I don't think there's any question in anyone's mind that animals communicate with each other. Obviously, it would be mayhem if they couldn't communicate with each other in some way, right? How they do it telepathically, through language, whatever it is. I don't care how they do it, but obviously they send messages to one another. It's very clear. That to me doesn't even need a piece of whatever. It's just duh. So, if you have two pets, I mean, sure, they talk to each other. We know that, right? Just to navigate sharing the space. I'm sitting on the couch right now. You're not. Got it, says the dog to the cat. Right? But do you think they talk about you? I mean, why wouldn't they? Do they have opinions or judgments? And do you think they could feel totally different? Like you take the dog and the cat. You see how they do it in cartoons and movies, right? But so let's just take that cartoon scenario and think about it for a second in real life. What are your pets saying to each other about you? Oh my God. What is with that robe again? Hope no one comes to the door. Oh, there's someone at the door. She's gonna open it. Oh, God. Or the cat just is a constant eye roll at you, no matter what. And the dog's like, what? He's awesome. What are you talking about? He's awesome. Did you see how he rubbed my belly? He does pick food that's pretty good sometimes. Now go away. You got it, cat. By the way, I think you're really cool. I know. That's how cats talk. Just in case you weren't clear. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. Irma, I was able to order up good weather and hold on. Able to good. I shouldn't try to read so fast. Why do I do that? Why do I have to rush through them? Let's just take it easy. So I was able to order up good weather and roads for a trip to another town on Wednesday. I can get green lights and parking spots, no problem. You know what one of my favorite things to do is? When it's really, now again, you guys can scoff if you want. I really don't care. Just trying to help you out. See, I'm a big fan of visualizing. To me is more than just what you see. I actually think of the way that I will talk about visualization to people who either maybe even can't see or certainly have trouble creating images in their head, is that visualization to me is using your imagination to create an emotional response, you know, in some way. So you're creating a scenario, whether it's you're imagining something that you see, or you're imagining something that you hear, or imagining something that you smell. All of that, in a way, is sort of visualization. And why did I start to say that sentence? Well, let's find out next week. That's when I'm going to remember. And I'll play the clip of this, and then I'll finish the sentence. That's almost a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen either. I find that a lot of times when that happens, when I just start a sentence, and it was pretty obvious what I was going to say anyway, so you guys can fill in the blanks. You know, I don't need that whole completion thing. I really do. Open loops drive me nuts, right? I think they're a drain. So, hold on a second. I'm trying to get now context for one of Lynn's comments. Oh, right about the pets. Right about the pets. Lynn uses this example when you're in a nail salon. Now, obviously, I've only heard this in joke form from comedians who talk about going into nail salons and how the people talk to each other and they're clearly talking about you, but you can't understand it. That whole thing. Yeah, so it's that, exactly, with the pets. Hi, Simon. Simon's here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him in with a big round of applause. Gosh darn it. I am going to upgrade my equipment in Las Vegas, so that doesn't happen anymore. Oh, boy, look at you guys. You are just chitty-chatting over here so much. I love it. But now, where was I? Don't master law of attraction, you master manifesting. Wrote that down. Teacher, expert, but not master. Said that. Okay. Talks to each other. Right. Okay. This is a weird, this should have gone earlier statement. And it was right at the top of my list. And I don't know why I didn't start with it. Because it's weird, that's why. It's really random. It's out of the blue. It isn't humorous in any way. It just sort of, it's more law of it. It's more an observation about me and moving to Vegas. It really, it has nothing. There's nothing for you in this. Nothing. You're not invested in this on any level. It's just complete, absolute self-indulgence on my part. I'm looking out the kitchen window, making this coffee, and a gull flies by over the boats. I have a beautiful view here. But Lynn knows too. I've told her for a long time that I've always had a problem sort of just owning being here. Whether it was this because I always felt like I was sort of in Lynn's space for a while, or just something about it I just couldn't, whatever. And I'm looking at this gull flying over the boats, and I'm going, I should love this view. And I like it. I mean, I do love it. It's a beautiful view. But does it move me in my heart and soul, right? And it doesn't. And I've always been confused about that. But I just, in that moment, I said, but what if that was a duck and that was a lake? And instead of boats, these were trees. And it was I got that wash, that wave of yes. Because you guys, Vegas is not my final destination. That sounds horrible, but I don't see it now. I shouldn't attach, but I don't see that as I'm going to live in Vegas forever. For me, it's a great place to do some regrouping and to expand my professional horizons and creative options and just kind of do the work I need to do on myself, post-relationship and all of that. You know, so there's all that great stuff about it. But I've known since I was a kid that a lake is where I belong. And in my first book, Wealth Beyond Reason, I talk about the house on the lake. So it's clear that not the ocean isn't the body of water that is calling my soul. It is a lake. And I'm really super clear. And just that thought, the peace of the ducks going over in the morning when the lake is like glass. Guys, you know what I'm saying? All right. Well, you guys are just such a great family to have. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning on Retrospective Friday, where we didn't retrospect a gosh darn thing, I don't think. Maybe Retrospective Friday is every 2 weeks thing. I don't know, because my brain seems to do a dump on it every 2 weeks. Space it out. We've got a lot of episodes to go through, guys. That could take years. So that seems good. Have a wonderful weekend. I don't know exactly what my life looks like over the next couple of weeks as I prepare to move, but I will do my best to be here each and every morning at 7:30 as part of what we call